Once you've picked up the Upper Cathedral key from visiting Yahar Gul for the second time, open the door it corresponds to by scaling the Healing Church workshop to the uppermost floor. Beyond the locked doors, you're considered to be in Upper Cathedral Ward, and the first new enemy is found straight ahead. The Celestial Child is the result of a crossbreed between a Great One and human. The slow-moving fetus-like creature has very little in the way of offense, but if it hits you, your frenzy will start building rapidly. This can obviously become a problem if left unchecked, but if you're using the Deep Sea rune, you should be fine. Take the stairs to the bridge up above. 2 Cathedral Guardians prowl this section, one possessing a lantern coated in eyes that can fire arcane projectiles. Take them out quickly, and stay close so that the arcane attacks don't become an issue. The first lamp of the area lies up ahead. Following the path beyond the lamp, you will come to a massive locked gate with paths to the left and right. Take the right path and clear out the Celestial Children for a more potent Great Lake rune. Now following the left path, more Celestial Children block your progress. Vanquish them and climb the stairs, killing the Cathedral Guardian with the scythe found at the top. The next section takes place inside this chapel, and it's extremely dark within. Bringing along a torch or a hand lantern is almost a necessity. Only a few steps inside, a brainsucker crouches over the choir armor set. Take it out with some aggressive R1s, and claim the chest piece, pants, and gloves of the set. The headpiece is found further within. Pressing forward, step into the hallway and take a left. Open the door at the end, which places you on the second floor of the chapel's main chamber. There's nowhere to go now except down the stairs to the floor below, but keep an eye on the chandelier as you do so. Several lycanthropes jump down, breaking the ornament in the process and coming after you. Quickly run back through the door you just opened and use the doorway to protect yourself from the horde, getting some hits in when you can. After clearing them out, descend the main stairs and make your way to the door on the far side. It's locked, and opening it is our next objective. There are 2 thin hallways on each side of the room that can only be accessed from the room's corners. Turning around, go through the left hallway to pick up the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge, which unlocks Rosmarinus, poison knives, blue elixirs, sedatives, and beast blood pellets in the Hunter's Dream shops. A brainsucker patrols through the hallways on each side, and seeing as there's little room to evade, the best strategy is to dash toward the creature and through its paralyzing projectiles. This is easier said than done, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes the most consistent method of defeating them. That's it for this side. Make your way to the opposite hallway to vanquish a scurrying beast and the second brainsucker that guards it. Climb the ladder at the far end. There are 2 doors in this next room, so after reaching the top, immediately turn 180 degrees, taking the door at your back. This hall is littered with items, as well as yet another brainsucker. Use the dash strategy to get in close and punish it. Among the items found here lies the blindfold cap, completing the choir garb from earlier. At the end of this long hall, a shortcut door can be opened, placing you back at the top of the main staircase from earlier where we saw the chandelier fall. Shortcuts in tow. Return to the ladder and take the other door. This time, there are 2 brainsuckers hiding very close to one another. I have little to offer regarding strategy for this point. There being 2 is bad enough, but the fact that even one can chain their paralyzed attack continuously, chipping away at your health and draining your insight is the real problem. If you get grabbed, hold away from the creature and mash circle. There's a chance that you can escape before another attack comes out, but seeing as it's RNG anyway, this won't always be the case. There are a few aspects of this game that I would describe as cheap, but this is certainly one of them. When and if you defeat them, you'll obtain the orphanage key that unlocks the door we want. While you're here, open the large doors behind you and step out onto the balcony outdoors. You can inspect the statue to learn the make contact gesture, used by the choir to speak to the Great Ones. I always leave this message on the ground here, but I guess no one gets it. On your way out, take a left and open the door, picking up the Madman's Knowledge on the other side. You are now in the hallway at the very beginning of the chapel, and we need to get back to that locked door on the first floor. As you back away, keep an eye on the window. The lycanthropes found here have one final surprise. Finally, open the door with the orphanage key and pull the lever just beyond it. This opens the massive gate from the beginning of the area, serving as a shortcut back to the original lamp. A boss is coming up next, so I would encourage you to use it to replenish your vials at the very least. Whenever you're ready, take the stairs leading up from the courtyard beyond the large metal gate. A celestial kin runs towards you as you press forward, a taste of the boss lying in wait up ahead. Enter the Lumenflower Gardens. When you make your way down the stairs, multiple celestial kin are summoned and a boss health bar appears. One of the kin in the group is considered the boss, so the first part of the boss fight is essentially trying to identify the boss within the sea of normal enemies. An easy way to do this is to lock onto the different kin individually. The one we're looking for won't have a health bar over its head. Once you've identified the proper target, it's only a matter of separating it from the herd and dealing some hits. Once the boss is down to about half health, it transforms into a large, much more dangerous form. At this point, the strategy for the fight changes. Whereas the normal enemies move relatively quickly, the transformed creature is much slower. This speed differential is your key to success. Lure the normal kin up the stairs toward the entrance to the gardens. Once you feel that they're far enough away from the boss, drop off the ledge and make a run for it, dealing as much damage as you can before the horde of kin catch up. This methodology can be repeated as many times as necessary, but toward the end of the fight, the boss will grow tendrils and gain an arsenal of arcane attacks. Finish off the boss and light the next lamp. Although the gardens appear to be a dead end, we aren't finished just yet. Break the window just beyond the lamp and step inside the upper floor of the Grand Cathedral. Looking down, you can see the boss arena where Vicar Amelia was fought so long ago. Following the railing to the right, a corpse holds a Call Beyond, which is the highly dangerous arcane salvo so many enemies seem to possess. As effective a move as it is, limited builds will be able to utilize it, seeing that it requires a staggering 50 arcane to cast. Kill the celestial kin on the far side, and don't forget to address the kin with tendrils hiding in the left corner of the next room. Take the elevator down to face one of the most powerful Great Ones found in Bloodborne. Like Rom, Ebrietas is not aggressive upon your original arrival, but after striking her for the first time, she will be upon your succeeding attempts. She has extremely long reach, can deal frenzy buildup, and even creates a cloud of damaging radiation around her body as the fight goes on. I would advise you to have both the Deep Sea and Claw Mark runes equipped for this fight. It's also advantageous to bring Bone Marrow Ash, seeing that her weakness is the pink flesh at the center of her head, normally a difficult area to hit. Baiting her charge attack or head slam can give you opportunities to strike it with melee weapons, if you prefer not to use guns. Striking her head enough can award you a visceral opportunity, although I haven't had this happen very often. Bone Marrow Ash is a consistent method in dealing damage, however, and is even more useful when you recognize that her otherwise nearly impossible to dodge charge can be parried. Whether you use proper dodges and strategic strikes, brute force with a high damaging weapon like Ludwig's Holy Blade, or bone marrow cheese from afar, Ebrietas will not go down easy at this stage in the game. She's weak to bolt damage and thrust attacks, so you may choose to cater your loadout accordingly. Besides the tentacle swipes, the spitting attacks that build frenzy, and the radiation cloud of damage over time, Ebrietas also has an arcane attack in which lasers home in on your location in a manner similar to homing Soul Mass from Dark Souls. The best way to avoid this attack is with properly timed dodges alternating from the left and right. After finally defeating the beast, you'll be awarded the Great Is Chalice, and the final lamp of the area. You may have noticed the corpse of a creature similar to Rom Ebrietas was crouched over at the beginning. If you still have the queenly flesh picked up after Alfred murdered Annalise, the Queen of the Vile Bloods, you can present it to this entity to have her revived. Although odd and somewhat out of place, you may return to the Vile Blood Queen's chamber to find Annalise back in healthy condition.